episode about the movies with William Fletcher. As per usual, I'm your host, William Fletcher, and this week we will be returning back to one of my lists that I do. So, the new Fantastic Beasts film, The Secrets of Dumbledore, whatever the bloody hell they're calling it, something like that. I'll just check, but I think it's like The Secrets of Dumbledore, yeah. Came out last week, actually. By the time I'm recording this, it will have come out the prior week, and I don't know if I'll be seeing it. Honestly, I'm not invested in these films anymore. I don't really feel like I should give money to a J.K. Rowling project at all. In the whole Johnny Depp situation, it's not where I want what I want to be doing. But I will, in the meantime, do a podcast episode talking about my full ranking of the series as it at this current time, as it currently stands. And yeah, so this will be the Harry Potter films and the Fantastic Beast films. So, as has been the case with all the prior list episodes in the prior months, I'll just be going through it, giving my opinions on the films, why I've placed them in certain positions. At the end, I'll do a full run through of the entire ranking again. And then, that will basically be the episode. So I did not get time to get like a proper episode prepared for this one. I didn't have time to get, a guest in to do one. So that is the reason as to why it is just me doing this one. And then too, I was kind of wondering for a while, like, what the hell am I going to do for an episode? Because I really had no idea. So I'm really recording this, it's got it's a lot. It's like, Jesus, this is but I'll just go through the full list. So at the bottom of this list, I don't think it really is a surprise to anyone. The Fantastic Beasts and the Crimes of Grindelwald, the worst film in this, I guess, wizarding thing. It's not good. It's not a good film. It really fails on this. I don't think it's like the worst thing ever, but it's not good. It's not a good movie. It is really not that great. Honestly, it's just whatever. Johnny Depp is really strange in it. I will say, I don't think they should have fired him, honestly, especially because they hired him before it was kind of known that he wasn't, like, the only bad person in the situation. That's just really weird to me. But it's a very weird performance, and I really like Johnny Depp as an actor. I think he's very good, but it just felt off. The entire film just feels off. Or the cast just don't feel comfortable. Everything is just it's not especially great. It is probably the weakest one, and possibly I just looked at my score for it, and that is way too generous. But it's not especially great. But it's not very good. It's far and away the weakest one. It's the only one that I would actually go as far to say is bad. Like, I think everything else is decent to quite good, actually, if I'm being completely honest. Then we've got Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. Now these films I had not seen in quite a while, so I might have to rewatch them, but this film isn't particularly great, honestly. It is the whole arbitrary, splitting a book in half when it wasn't like that originally, like they did with Hunger Games, like they did with Divergent, all that kind of stuff. But it's just, it's not, again, it's not bad per se. Well, first of all, it's way too long. It's way too long for this, and it just is weird. It's just everything sort of feels off. And also the Harry Potter films after like the third one are just gross looking and just drab and colorless and lifeless, and there's nothing nice to look at in a way there is with the first three, which are arguably the best three. But like, this is just not. It's not very good. It's not very good. It's not good. Slightly better, although still not very good, is The Goblet of Fire. Yeah, again, it's like it's a fine film. I think it's maybe the best book. Like, arguably, it is probably the best written book, besides maybe Prisoner of Azkaban, and they just shat all over the source material. Like, the source material, it's really great. Like, that original Goblet of Fire book is really great. Actually, it's a really great read. Find it, or listen to an audiobook. Just don't give J. I mean, if you want, you can give J.K. Rowling money, but I would go again. I would highly encourage that you don't, because she doesn't deserve your money. But if you do want to give her money, you can give her money. I just don't think you should be. But that's irrelevant. But yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. Like, to be fair, most of these films are pretty fine. Like, if I'm just being honest, they're all more or less fine. I gave Half Blood Prince, just look at my ratings for them. Half Blood Prince is way too generous of a rating. That's way too generous. It's not that. And speaking of which, yeah, no, so you got a lot of fight. It's fine. I don't really know what to say about these because I've not seen these in a while, but most of them are meh. I think. I don't really think many of the performances from like the kids are especially great. Like, all the adults in all the Harry Potter films are really great. And you got like Alan Rickman is the MVP of the entire franchise. Like, he is absolutely outstanding in all of them, and you got Gary Oldman and some, you got Michael Gambon, all these great British actors, and then the sort of kid actors are just like, you know, not necessarily bad by any means, but certainly like, man, you could have gone some better kid actors for this. And I know you shouldn't be harsh on kid actors, but it's like, I think I can be, because they're, historically speaking, I've been, phenomenal child actors. Haley Joel Osment in The Sixth Sense is a great example of, like, that's an amazing child performance. I forgot the actor's name, but the kid in Unbreakable, again, excellent, excellent performance in that. I forgot the actor's name, but the kid in E.T., just amazing. But in these films, you kind of don't really get that. Some of them are better than others, I will admit, but they're not. None of them are, like, especially amazing. And speaking of Half-Blood Prince, that's the next one on the list. Like, all the books are better than the films in pretty much every situation here. I feel like Prisoner of Azkaban's probably around the same level of quality, to be honest. I don't think both are pretty, decent. Both of the film, both Prisoner of Azkaban are both kind of just like, yeah, they're good, but like, I would say that all of these, but pretty much every single one of these, the book is better in more or less every situation, in every case. Here, this Half-Blood Prince is just like, it's fine, The films start getting darker, like, literally, it is fucking impossible to see stuff by the end of these films. Like, you need to time. It's like Game of Thrones, and like in season 8 level of darkness. At point, you need to turn your brightness on your TV up all the bloody way with it. I don't. It's just nah. They're so dark, but not in like a, ooh, this is dark and scary and edgy and everything. Dark and man, I cannot see what the flip, like, what in the bloody hell is going on here. This just don't get it. But Half-Blood Prince is, again, a fine movie. And then Order of the Phoenix is next. Again, mid-tier, but it's slightly better because I think it's got better stuff. The duel between Dumbledore and Voldemort in the Ministry of Magic, that is really cool. Actually, that's a really great scene. One of the best scenes in the late half the Harry Potter films, and one of the best scenes of the entire franchise. Honestly. Sorry. Like, genuinely, it's super, super cool. It's really good. Ray Fiennes also, I forgot to mention, Ray Fiennes is outstanding in these films. Like, he is excellent. Ray Fiennes is one of my favorite actors just in this entire franchise, and he's really great, but I mean, him and Alan Rickman are like the two MVPs of these films, R.I.P. Alan Rickman, you know, be sorely missed. But just Order of the Phoenix is just. It's always been like mid tier Harry Potter to me. Like, I think. Mm, to be fair, most Harry Potter films, to me anyway, a fair few of them are just sort of like mid tier, like none of them are especially amazing. But, most of the Harry Potter there's no real especially atrociously bad ones. There's just the ones that aren't really that great. Then most of the middle is fine, and then there's like the top. My top three I think are actually all very very good personally. But yeah, so now we're into the top five. And it's of 10, so it's not really saying much. But Fantastic Beasts, the first one, I quite like it. I think it's very funny. It's very charming. It's very nice, some really nice bits in it, and you don't really get that. And it's like you don't really get that many moments like that in the Harry Potter films post like Prisoner of Azkaban. Really, like, but yeah, Fantastic Beasts is a really nice, charming film. Got some really good, cute bits in it. I think Kowalski is a really funny, interesting character, and I think he works really well. He's the best part of these new films, honestly, and honestly, one of the best sort of Potterverse characters. He gets a lot of personality. It gets a lot of really great lines and quips and moments, and you don't really get that with some of the other characters. And the Johnny Depp thing was strange. When I remember I saw this in the cinema when it came out, and I was like, right, that's weird, isn't it? Like, I was just like, huh. It's a plot twist, and I would need to rewatch it because I haven't watched. I think I've seen it like the one time, like nearly 6 years ago when it came out. Oh Jesus, that movie was 6 years ago. Oh God, time is. God, that was the beginning of high school when I first saw that movie. Jesus Christ, but I just wonder if there's like foreshadowing to that reveal because that's the whole point of a good twist is there's foreshadowing to it. But I've got next up on my list the Philosopher's Stone, and yes, it is called the Philosopher's Stone. It's not Sorcerer's Stone, you absolute animals. It is and forever will be the Philosopher's Stone. It's just what it is. It's Philosopher's Stone. It's just, but yeah, it's charming. It's cute. It's enjoyable. The kid actors aren't very good in it, but all the adult actors are pretty solid. Yeah, I like it. It's cute. It's fun. It's got some nice funny bits. It's got some nice bits in it. It's I remember like it's a childhood favorite of mine. I grew up watching that shit. Like I grew up watching Harry Potter. As I think a lot of kids born in mid to late 90s to early 2000s, you grew up watching Harry. Hell, even people born in the early 90s. You grew up watching Harry Potter. It's just a really nice good bit of entertainment, and I certainly think it's a very. I think it's sort of hard to dislike it because of just it's Philosopher's Stone. Like you can't really say too much about it. Now we're moving on to top three. Now we're into top three territory with the Chamber of Secrets. I quite like this one. I think it's pretty underrated and it's genuinely a really, really good movie. I remember when I was younger, I listened to an audiobook of Chamber of Secrets. And I was actually really scared when I was younger because because it was narrated by Stephen Fry and he made it super creepy and unnerving, and it was really really it was enjoyable. not enjoyable. It's scary, but I really enjoyed it because it was really good, and it is really good. I stand by it being really, really good. So, and I think it's good. It's a good one. Um, I definitely need to rewatch it, and I might do at some point a full Harry Potter episode covering all the films. But and my list might change if I was to rewatch them and do a proper episode on it, possibly. So then, at number two on the list is Deathly Hallows Part Two, and I mean it's you know it's I can't really say anything more. I can't really add anything to this. You know, it's good. It's a good movie. You know, it has some flaws. You know, with it being a part two, but I think it definitely could have been longer. I feel that there was a lot more to it that they could have done with it, and especially since it was the conclusion of the entire franchise, they definitely could have done more with it. But it's still, I still think it's still quite a good movie, and it's not perfect. None of these movies are perfect, but I do really quite enjoy it, and it is enjoyable. And the number one, obviously, the best one is Prisoner of Azkaban. That is obviously the best Potter film by a landslide. It is just excellent on pretty much every level. It's got the best. It's got the best plot. The whole time travel mechanics it's using are excellent. It is just great. It's just really great, and it is it's far and away the best Harry Potter film. It's the only one that I truly truly love. A lot of the other ones I also might quite like, but I don't. I think it's the only one that I really really love. And it just is it's great. It's the big reveals in it. The whole werewolf, the Dementors are really creepy and scary and cool, and it's it's a good movie. It's very good. It's at the time travel mechanic like a cool, but they do kind of screw up the universe because you got people who are like, oh, why can't they do this? And it's like, and you can't really say, well, in the book it's this because if you say that, then people are like, oh, well, it needs to stand on its own, which is a fair point. Like, not everything should rely on the book, but it's still, I think, very well. So yeah, that's my full Harry Potter ranking. I'll go through it again. And at the bottom of the list, we've got Fantastic Beasts and the Crimes of Grindelwald. Then, The Deathly Hallows Part 1, Goblet of Fire, Half Blood Prince, Order of the Phoenix, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, The Philosopher's Stone, The Chamber of Secrets, Deathly Hallows Part 2, Prisoner of Azkaban. So, that's my full ranking there. Sorry for this if this one isn't to like a usual quality, and sorry if it's not as good. I apologize. I really did need to just get this one out as soon as I could, and I was very much struggling for ideas until like literally the last minute. I recorded this super late to a point where it's like I should have recorded this like earlier than I did, but and I apologize. And the audio might be a bit off. I got some. I'm in a slightly different place now because my current location is indisposed right now, and I've got some new equipment that I'm sort of working with, so I don't know how well this will sound coming through, so apologies if the audio sounds like dog shit, but yeah, and next week will be me covering a film again, and I don't know if it will be with me or with a guest. At time, we will just have to wait and see. So thank you all for listening to this week's episode, and I will see all of you in the next one. Goodbye.